Well, you'll know that the boss, Tim Martin, he's been an outspoken critic of different tax levels charged on beer that's bought in pubs versus beer that's bought in supermarkets. He was also a vocal campaigner for the UK to leave the EU. So let's speak to him. He joins us now from the London Stock Exchange. Mr. Martin, good morning to you.
Morning.
Let's start with Brexit, because I looked through your statement and you've not minced your words. Pretty outspoken critic of some of those who were campaigning for us to stay in the European Union. You say they're economic forecasts from overconfident pundits.
Yes, well, people have seen that, and the BBC indeed has reported that, as have many other organisations. And we were told it was going to be Armageddon from the OECD, from the IMF, from the Prime Minister and the Chancellor of the Exchequer, war, genocide and poverty, and that was in the immediate aftermath. And we've seen already that that's not true. But there is scare story 2 now. And scare story 2 is that if we don't remain part of the single market, there'll be locusts in the fields and tidal waves in the North Sea. So I think that's completely untrue. You can't go into negotiations being desperate for a certain result. If we want a good result, we have to say we're perfectly happy to trade under World Trade Organization rules. We don't need to deal with the EU. We want to be friends, we want to trade, but we're not desperate to do a deal with unelected presidents and other apparatchiks in Brussels.
Yeah, it's interesting because you say, and of course the negotiations are ongoing. I mean, 2 points that you raised there. You say it's not been the Armageddon that was forecast, but quite clearly we're not yet out. We're still beginning that process of negotiations. So the question is what happens when we actually leave? But you've also said that it's unwise to try, and coming up with a trade deal with our foreign reluctant counterparties is impossible. Why is it impossible?
Well, anyone who's got a business or buys a house or goes shopping knows in order to do a deal with someone you have to have a willing person on the other side. If you're desperate to do a deal and they're not, you'll get a very bad deal in the end. So it's very important for the people negotiating on our behalf to realise we've got no trade deal with the United States. We're huge traders with them, even so, under World Trade Organization rules. We've got a trade surplus with them. So if we revert to those rules in the absence of a deal with the EU, we'll do very well.
Okay, Tim, really good to talk to you. Thanks so much, Tim Martin, the Chief Executive of Wetherspoons. That's all from me for now. More after 8. I'll see you then.
Okay, Ben, thanks very much.
Time now to get the news.